So Avengers Infinity War was a pretty bonkers movie. A lot of things happened in it that I didn't think were going to happen. Like the whole Thanos clicks his fingers, half the universe is dead. Including Spider-Man and Black Panther. Yeah, there are a lot of spoilers in this video. There's really going to be a lot of spoilers in this video. But yeah. Spider-Man, Black Panther are dead. They're coming back. They're definitely coming back. They have sequels lined up. But this video is going to be basically about speculating what's going to happen in the next Avengers movie, Avengers 4, Avengers Endgame, Avengers whatever it's going to be called, No Surrender. I don't care. Just Avengers 4. Whatever. But yeah. What do I want to happen in Avengers 4? First of all, how cool would it be if Thor was like, I have a friend. Do you remember? I have a friend. Hulk. Do you remember the man on Sakaar? And then they go back to Sakaar and they find Beta Ray Bill. That would be amazing. The only thing that I would probably say about having Beta Ray Bill in the film is they probably can't, because Stormbreaker has already been given to Thor. So I can see what more likely is going to happen. He's like, there are other gods. The Asgardians were not alone. We must go to Greece. And they go find Ares and Hercules in Greece, and they're like, we gotta go save the world. We gotta kill Thanos. We gotta kill him. We gotta do it. Let's go. Also, another thing that I'd like to see is, you know how Red Skull came up doing his old Skeletor shtick, and he was like, you must kill your soul to gain the soul gem. And then we're like, holy shit, they're actually going to cover up the plot holes of previous films. Whoa, how awesome would it be that they cover up the biggest possible plot hole that they've left hanging since phase 1? The leader shows up, baby. Yeah, there's gonna be some kind of prison break for the criminals that didn't escape, and probably from the Raft, because we've heard that the Raft has been teased, so we're gonna see probably Scorpion come out, probably maybe Vulture, and definitely Abomination. I definitely want to see Abomination show up, and we can see that there's complete havoc happening on Earth. So in space, probably Thanos is going to be fighting like Celestials. He's going to be fighting Captain Marvel. He's going to be fighting all these other characters in space, and on Earth they're going to be fighting like these past villains that have like shown up. What I'd also like to see is the possibility of the Thunderbolts, because we have the possibility of the Thunderbolts. We can, if we have the leader, we already have General Ross. He could become Red Hulk during the film. They could have a Netflix crossover and Punisher be in be in the film. We could very well see Abomination be one of the Thunderbolts, and that could lead off into the Thunderbolts film that they're making. We could also see Baron Zemo make his return and actually be a good villain. Possibly. Or not a good villain, he could probably be a hero, more heroic character. So that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to see. But yeah, anything to fix those kind of plot holes would be cool. Another thing that I'd like to see is a character called the Sentry, Robert Reynolds. Now, the Sentry is basically Marvel's Superman, but if he gets too angry or if he gets like too hurt, he becomes the Void. And the Void, I reckon, is going to be the thing that will kill Thanos, because it's the only thing with the power to. If that makes sense. It's the only thing that can. So if the Void kills Thanos, then everyone needs to fight the Void to get Robert Reynolds back. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome to see. And if, in like maybe an after credit scene, we see Baron Zemo, and he's like, there might be something that we can do after this, and they show Taskmaster, or they show someone like, it's like who orchestrated this breakout that happened, and they show Norman Osborn. And in the background, we see the Iron Patriot suit from Iron Man 3 spinning. And that could be the next big thing. Siege. And then we go into Avengers Prime. That would be awesome. They do Siege, which could be the big war where Asgard comes to Earth. But they can't really do that. So it could be like Greece comes to Earth. If that makes sense, or where all the Greek gods are comes to Earth, and they replace Asgard with where the Greek gods are, and they have that be above Earth, and then Norman Osborn creates a siege there, and it would be a good way of playing with a character that they've already played with before in Norman Osborn, but not retreading old ground with the Green Goblin. Maybe doing like an Iron Patriot thing would be a lot more easier, because they already have the Iron Patriot suit built. Or did Tony Stark blow that up along with all his other armors at the end of Iron Man 3? I don't know. He might have done, he might not have done. I don't remember the Iron Patriot being there at the end of Iron Man 3. But that's what I can see happening. I can't see Captain Marvel being the main foil for Thanos. I could possibly see that they go into different timelines, different realities, maybe 2099. I want to see Miguel O'Hara in one of the movies going forward. I want to see Miguel O'Hara in the MCU at some point. I want to see like Spider-Man 2099 be introduced and then have a 2099 movie, or an Avengers 2099. That would be so cool. Just imagine seeing like Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow all in the 2099 outfits. It would make a way for them to make an Avengers film without the Avengers actors without Robert Downey Jr., without Chris Evans, without Scarlett Johansson, because they're completely different characters. It's not Tony Stark, it's not Natasha Romanoff, it's not Peter Parker. So that would be a good way to carry on the mantles without going into re-signing contracts. I definitely do think that the time is up for Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and I don't want to say Chris Hemsworth, because he's only just gotten to that spot where Thor needs to be. He's only just gotten to that spot where Thor needs to be, but the thing is, he's gotten to the point where he's lost everything. And they've done everything that they can do with the character, so that they need to really get rid of him. As harsh as that sounds, they really need to double down on who needs to die and who did they just want to kill off for the shock factor in the last movie, and who it makes sense to kill off in the next one that will stay dead. Because we know that the people who died at the end of this movie won't stay dead for long. Apart from maybe Falcon Winter Soldier, and one of the Guardians. I don't want to say Drax, but it might be Drax. Or it might even be Gamora, who stays dead. But yeah, I can see someone staying dead. I can see Vision staying dead. As much as I don't want him to, I can see him staying dead. I can probably see Scarlet Witch staying dead because of the whole rights thing. I can see her staying dead. Loki's got to stay dead. They've just done everything that they can do with Loki at the moment. He's gone from good guy to bad guy. He's gone from bad guy to good guy to morally ambiguous to going out like a hero. So yeah. I really, really want there to be something. I want something to happen in the next movie that's going to have a lasting impact. Like, maybe the big three do die. Maybe all of the original Avengers die. Somehow I don't see that happening, because one, they have no one like the Hulk in the future of the MCU. They have no one that's really like the Hulk, and they haven't introduced anyone that can re-carry the mantle of the Hulk. Plus, they haven't done everything that they can do with the Hulk yet. There are still things with the Hulk that they can still do, like the leader, and maybe Planet Hulks, the whole Red Hulk saga, the Doc Green stuff. They might be able to do Doc Green now that Hulk's getting smarter. Who knows? I'm just throwing things out there. But Avengers 4 is more than likely going to be a badass, absolutely mind-blowing movie, and we're going to see so much stuff, so much is going to blow our minds in the next movie, the next Avengers movie, that I cannot wait for it. The only thing that I'm a bit worried about is 67 characters. How can you do that when you've already killed off most of your main characters, and you've only got the ones that started it off left. I mean, they can bring in the Netflix characters, they can bring in... I know Hawkeye's going to become Ronin, and I don't think... he's not going to be the foil for Thanos, is he? Not really. The only real thing that I can think of that's going to beat Thanos isn't Captain Marvel, because she's not powerful enough, just going off what we've seen in the comics. She's not powerful enough to beat Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. The only thing that I can think of that's powerful enough is either the Celestials, and I doubt they're going to do something like that scale, and they're going to CG Celestials for that long. But what I think is more likely is Sentry and the Void, and the Void really becoming the main villain for the last act of the film. Like, Thanos gets defeated and then we're like, shit, that thing's probably worse, because it won't stop. That thing's probably worse because it won't stop and it doesn't monologue. Kind of thing. But yeah, those have been my thoughts of what could possibly happen in the next Avengers movie. Sound off in the comments below. What do you think will happen in the next Avengers movie? And what do you think will happen going forward in the Avengers? And with the rest of the MCU as a whole. What do you think? How do you think the events of Infinity War are going to sit with someone like Tony Stark, who had nightmares of the attack on New York from the first Avengers film? How do you think that's going to haunt Tony Stark? And how do you think being dead is going to haunt Peter Parker and T'Challa going forward? Sound off in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Give this video a like. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, to all are one. Peace.